Hello, beloved ones. How here? It's my pleasure to be here talking to you about this important topic. Did you feel irrelevant as a child? That's a big one for a lot of people. If we can choose to just be honest with ourselves, go within and really feel and embrace that pain. Because for me as a child, this was my base. This is where I lived. I felt insignificant, I felt loved, and I learned to build a protective mechanism where I was showing up and forgetting about whatever that I am seeing, whatever that is being projected to me, one or the other. I put on a face, on a smile that everything is fine, but deep down I was hurting. I was misunderstood by my family. They did not understand me. And as a child, I tend not to understand myself as well, because I was looking up to my parents so that they can tell me who I am. But what I knew or what I learned is that I'm just a stubborn girl. I don't live for the rest of my life. I went to school. I still felt the same way. I started working. I still felt unheard. It happened many times. It broke my heart. It took a part of me away. I lost confidence. I could not even speak in meetings. Camp relationships, I could not even talk until one day I found myself in court forgetting my children. And I still was heartbroken because I suffered in the hands of the judiciary. I thought the social workers at least would listen and understand me as a mother, but no, they could not hear me. I felt I was a victim. I went into the dark space. It was painful. And I realized recently that if I do not pay attention, I'm gonna pass this baton of abandonment to my son, who we are having constant fights about these games that he's playing. I don't understand these games, and I have my own opinion about them. But I've realized that I have just made a conclusion of how it is. I never sat down and asked or sought to understand him. And someone who I spoke to, just who also witnessed part of the disrespect that I also felt as a parent, started asking questions. And as much as that was done, there is a message that was communicated to my son. He felt seen. For the first time, he felt like he met someone could ask about his interests. And as he came into my room, like telling me, Mommy, I miss your friend, because he asked questions. He asked questions. He was asking about my games, how I felt when I was a child. I felt unseen, I felt unloved. And I was doing exactly the same thing to my son. But as he said that, I connected with him at that level. When I was his age, I was still living that pain. I connected with him. I felt his pain. And I realized as human beings, we have this illusion that when we differ with someone, especially when it comes to parenting, when we differ with someone, we have to move into that strictness, righteousness, rawness of something, and we do not seek to understand the other. And at that moment, it dawned on me. I did not seek to understand my son. And as a parent, what does that say? That's how we send our children away to the world and say, go find love outside, because they are running from something that they never got when they were children. And that was me. That was my life. And I'm showing up here to share this with you. I'm sharing this with you, not because I just want to tell my story. I'm sharing this with you so that you can see yourself through my story. As much as I was able to connect to my son and I saw myself through his story. And I know this is what most of us suffers from. And if I was still operating from the wounded child, I was not going to hear what he said. I was not going to feel what he said, because I would still sit in righteousness and hold so tight because I want to prove that I do not I disapprove of his behavior and all that. It does not mean by any chance that because he's behaving a certain way, it's approved or anything. But still, as human beings, there are some. I see you, just seek to understand. This is the pain I lived through in all of my relationships, until I started working on myself and realized that I had something within me that attracted me to these people. So they were showing up so that I can really recognize the template that I've been carrying since I was a child. And the question was I willing to heal it? Or was I willing to turn around and attack the person and go into that fear, deepest dark mode of hatred? And if you are going through this, I'm calling you forth. And I'm not saying where you are, find another way, because I went through them, and I went through the same situation where the universe was coming through and saying, are you really sure you've learned the lesson? The same thing again. But the only difference was that the person who showed up at that point was someone in love. I chose to feel the pain and all the fear, but integrated in the love that I am. Because most of the pain that we go through as human beings is because we want to deny the love that we are and justify it by pointing fingers. They did this to me. Therefore, I have every right to behave, to hate, to curse, and do all sorts of things. Yet we are the ones who are hating, who do not understand love. We are moving around with chains. We are hating because we deny our being, our righteousness, the divine being that we are. We deny ourselves the freedom. We do not speak our truth. We do not live our truth. We go around because we have learned certain things as we were a child. We've seen, we felt, we experienced certain things. And that has set up a template on how we're going to live our lives. And we are living our lives in that pain. And we go around, we hand it over to our children. But for how long? Are we not willing to go from righteousness, actually beyond righteousness? You beautiful one for being with me. I appreciate your time. Can you imagine the world where we see each other as a soul rather than just something that does something wrong and right? Are we willing to see and love through the pain that we are feeling? Because no matter what we are going through, it's something within the template that we have that is calling us forth to integrate that fear and pain and fully experience the love, because we have learned that in this world it's painful. Therefore, we are put in the wall so that we do not feel. And we cannot understand each other from that. One of the basic things that we need, whether it's in a business, whether it's a job, whether it's an intimate relationship, family relationship, if we seek to understand the other, we can live a better place. We can create healthy relationship. We won't run somewhere looking for something, or we won't run away from something. We will sit with ourselves and connect with us, because by connecting to us, with us, we are connecting to the other. We are connecting to that source that we always talk about. And without that, we cannot really live the life that we truly desire. That's what I wanted to share with you, beloved ones. And hopefully you are willing to transform it so that the love that you are can come forth. Thanks for being with me, Kara. Can you please write down and just elaborate more on your question? I'll get back to you on the challenge that you're asking about. Thanks, beloved one, for being with me. Much love.